afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to 2023. And as we begin a new year, I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts with you that I think that might be something to think on and be encouraging. I was reminded again recently as I was reading of an experience that took place several years ago. The great coach Tom Landry of the Dallas Cowboys was a great man of faith. And if you've never had the opportunity to learn a little bit about Tom, I would just encourage you to just find out about his faith and his family, and then football came after that. And it was out of that vein where he was visiting with a pastor who was on the board of Dallas Theological Seminary that he shared an experience that took place many years ago. And when Tom was talking to this minister, he was talking about grace and kindness and forgiveness. One of his friends, who some people may remember, the great coach WoodyHayes, who used to be head coach of the Ohio State University football team, had an incredible temper. He was an amazing coach, but he had a short fuse. And it was interesting because there were times where Woody would say or do things that was just absolutely outlandish, almost maddening. One of those came in 1978 where he was upset that a player from the opposite team made an amazing play, and it upset Woody so much that when he came by, Woody took his fist and hit him so hard it knocked his helmet off. People were outraged. In fact, the university there in Ohio State, they fired him the next day. Most people thought that was the end of WoodyHayes, that he would never amount to anything, his career was over, and so forth that way. But a few weeks later, there was a special honoring of Tom Landry in New York. Tom had been given the opportunity to bring someone with him to that prestigious event. Normally, Tom took his wife Alicia, but on this occasion he didn't. And it was amazing. When he showed up, people were astounded because who he had with him was WoodyHayes, who had gone through this horrible experience. And it was interesting because people said, "Why would you bring WoodyHayes with you?" And Tom said, "You know what? He's been a friend for many, many years. And I felt like that after the experience he'd gone through and the discouragement and the depression, he needed to be encouraged and needed to know he still had friends. And that's why I brought WoodyHayes with me." As he shared that with the pastor said, "That is amazing." And as I remember reading what the pastor wrote, he said, "It's good counsel, good advice." And as we begin a good new year here in 2023, I just want to encourage everyone to remember that being able to be gracious and kind is important. Even when someone has wronged us or hurt us, it's important to still be gracious and kind, to be forgiving, to embrace those who have even done wrong or made mistakes. And all I can tell you is if you wonder about that, just remember this. Paul tells us in the New Testament that those of us, all of us, have made great wrong, and we're all sinners. And yet while we're in the middle of sinning, God the Father sent Jesus to come and to die for us and to be gracious and to forgive us, even while we're doing those things that set us apart from God. And if God can do that, why can't we?